Hello and welcome to part 5 of our career mode with me, Love Spuds. And the rain in Spain falls mainly on the Circuit de Catalunya near Barcelona. So last time out, Mercedes took the top step for the first time this season. Now with our man there, Lewis Hamilton, who is starting on the second placed position on the grid. I was going to say second row there, but this man is on pole, Sebastian Vettel, with a 1 minute 33.2. And it's a soggy qualifying. Not as soggy as the race mine, because we still managed to use intermediates in Q3 here. Spuds, however, does need to take a 5-place gearbox penalty. He would prefer to do it here rather than Monaco, but this is how his lap went. So at the moment, he is up in 8th. He's done well on his previous lap, but he did make a mistake on the run to turn 10. We'll see where that is in a moment to see if he can improve on the time. At the moment, he is about a quarter of a second up, verging on 4 tenths, not quite, 3 tenths at the moment. Maybe went a bit wider than he hoped for the grip levels. He's being very attentive. He just wants to get the lap correct. He is in the danger zone of being, well, in 10th place really. I was thinking of Q2 there, but no, he's doing absolutely fine here as we run up to turn 9. Did lose a bit of time, maybe about 2 tenths there. Loses a bit more time with the lack of grip going around there. Usually it's a full, flat out corner, that one. And we are heavily down just there as we make up time again. That's where he outbraked himself and went a bit wide on the last lap, so he had to do another lap. Qualifying's over, so you need to get this lap clean to have any hope of starting as high as possible. There we go, 7 tenths up already, 8 tenths, and just coming out the final bend, a little corrective oversteer there as we come around the final turn 16. And we're 8 tenths up on the previous best. So what time did we end up with? We end up in 7th, but with our gearbox penalty, we are dropped down to 12th. Let's just have a look at the starting grid then. Sebastian Vettel starts first, Lewis Hamilton second, Kimi Raikkonen third, Valtteri Bottas fourth. 2 Mercedes and 2 Ferraris split each other on the front 2 rows there. Followed by the Red Bulls, and you've got Kvyat and Hulkenberg down there as well. Spuds, there you go, in 12th. Perez, Grosjean, Magnussen, Massa, Van Dorn, Stroll, Berline, and completing the grid today is Marcus. Ericsson, Salvers, not doing very well at all. But let's get to the start of the race now. Let's get to it. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 light, and let's go. The Spanish Grand Prix is go. You're going to see a massive kick of spray there in just a minute. Look at that. Look at the visibility there. But the Ferraris have a fantastic start. Hamilton is caught napping there. And looks like Raikkonen, if he can hold it around the outside, is going to get second position there. Yes, he does. A little bit of a tap maybe there, but Raikkonen forces his way through into second place around the outside of turn 1. Not too shabby at all, considering the lack of grip around there and the full fuel load of these cars being heavier as we start the race. So 33 laps to go. There's Hamilton there sitting in 3rd position. Vettel will be very, very pleased with the start he got there, especially getting his teammate in between himself and Mercedes. Bottas also has slipped back. He has fallen victim to Ricciardo on the first few corners there in the first sector. But everything is going well so far. No one has crashed out. No one's had any mechanical problems. And you see there the 2 Ferraris leading that Mercedes there. Number 44, Lewis Hamilton, followed by Ricciardo, Bottas, and the other Red Bull, Max Verstappen. Very handy in the wet, that guy. Let's see what he can do today. So we're doing all right. Don't quite know where Spuds is at the moment, but we'll have a look back at the start in just a moment as the cars come round to complete the first lap, coming round turn 13 down to chicane 14 and 15. I still personally would prefer the old track layout to this silly little chicane, but it's here to stay. It's here to stay, and that's how it is. So, cars coming through, starting the second lap of the race. No DRS here today. Looks like the rain is here to stay for the rest of the afternoon. Let's just have a look back at the start of the race. So this is Lewis Hamilton. Let's just have a listen. You see, Lewis had a little tiny bit of wheel spin before he gathered it together there, but he was napping compared to Vettel, who got the perfect start. You can just see Raikkonen on the left there as Hamilton tries to outbrake him into turn 1 but can't quite do it. Raikkonen had the better momentum around the outside. So let's jump on board in a moment. Yep, here we go with Spuds. Let's just see how his start plan panned out. Okay, it's a decent, slightly wobbly start, so didn't quite get an advantage on, I think that's Kvyat over there. It could be Sainz as well. Actually, it is Sainz, as Grosjean came up into the left there. There's Alonso there, had a very, very good qualifying. And Spuds hangs it around the outside of 2, goes for the inside line on 3, and Alonso just has to back out of it there. So Spuds making up some ground here, and you've got Hulkenberg and Ocon just ahead of us. And Spuds is just going to try and slot it up the inside. Give him the hand gesture for no apparent reason, and slot it up there. So Spuds made up some good ground there. Let's just have a look at Grosjean's start. Spuds just ahead, Perez on the left there. Let's just see how this one panned out. So Grosjean got a very good start. He jumped the Force India and was about to jump Spuds, but he sort of ran out of room there. Spuds had the gap to go down. Perez has come back on Grosjean, but not quite enough. Grosjean is going to go side by side with Sainz as we go around turn 3. Momentum slowed there by Alonso coming across in the front of him there. That puts Grosjean on the back foot. Let's see if he can do anything up into turn 4 here. Still on there. You can just about see Sainz's front wing there, so he should have the inside line. Grosjean's going to have to be ballsy, go around the outside, but can he do it? I'm afraid he cannot. So he just has to back out of it there. But not a bad start from Grosjean at all. So a few laps down the line, lap 5. Nothing much has happened, mind, but Spuds has managed to catch up to Kvyat. Hulkenberg slotted into 9th there, so the Renault is doing pretty well, both in the points. Let's just see what Spuds can do here as we run up to turn 10. This is a pretty good corner for Spuds usually, as long as he gets it right. So takes a nice little angle there. Does have to correct the oversteer a little bit on the exit. As we come round 12 and up to 13, Spuds is really close. You think he's going to make a move pretty soon, and this is what he's going to do. It's going up the inside on 14, side by side. Can he hang around the outside? Yes, a little bit of contact there. Oh, Spuds is going around the outside of turn 16, and he holds it nicely. Not too shabby at all. Very good work from Renault driver there. And here comes Hulkenberg. He senses an opportunity, and he's going to go up the inside. Bit of movement around from Kvyat there, but can Hulkenberg hold it? No, he's just a bit far back and has lost the momentum now as Kvyat finds his feet in the damp conditions. So we're just going to go on to lap 7 here. Spuds is just checking what state his car is in, which is an okay state, and he's cooling his tyres, which is why he's moving offline on the racetrack there. You don't want to get the wet tyres too hot, otherwise he'll start losing grip pretty rapidly. But going offline will cool the tyres nicely, especially down the straight. You can see he's still offline there, and also needing to save fuel at the same time. So he's deliberately going wide here to get the wet parts of the track. Although the track seems to be drying up a bit, the rain is still pouring down as heavily as ever, and Alonso has gotten past by Perez there, but Perez has gone wide, and he has gone into Magnussen. Very, very clumsy there. Very, very clumsy. Let's just have a look. Let's on board with Magnussen. You can see Perez just coming straight across right into the path of Kevin Magnussen. He will not be pleased. Magnussen has lost part of his front wing, which will need to be changed in the pits. And here's Bottas going round the outside into 1, the inside for 2, and just holding it round the outside of 3. He just manages to hold on against the mighty honey badger, Daniel Ricciardo. Let's just have an onboard view of that. So he goes around the outside, doesn't lock up, gets as close as you want, as couldn't fit a cat's whisker in between those two, and just holds it round the outside. A bit of dodgy movement there in the car, but still manages to hold on. As we go on board with Vettel, who is coming into the pits, there's a lot of Ferrari Mechanics out in the pits, he's coming in. So Vettel comes in from the lead of the race, followed by Hamilton. Let's just have a look at this battle of the pit crews. See who can come out in front here. So both simultaneously pull into their pit boxes. A good stop from Ferrari, decent stop for Mercedes as well. Not much to choose in between the two. Vettel has managed to come out in front of Hamilton. And let's just see, there's a Red Bull going past. That will be, I think, Verstappen. So Vettel pulls out behind Verstappen, who has yet to stop. So a good stop there. And Vettel will be looking to put the pedal to the metal here, as he will want to retake the top spot. Here comes Raikkonen from the lead. So Raikkonen inherited the lead. He's now about to give it away, but Raikkonen has been putting in some spectacular laps to hopefully maybe even gain on his teammate here. So Vettel is just coming round the final sector now. Let's just have a look. We'll get an outboard view in just a moment. Let's see where he comes out. And Vettel is just there. And two Ferraris going to battle it down into turn one. And I think Vettel's just made it past his teammate there. Raikkonen will be a little bit livid that he couldn't have gotten a little bit quicker on the last lap and the quicker pit stop as well. That would have been ideal. But the ultimate dream for Vettel has come true. Raikkonen did manage to slot out in between himself and the Mercedes again. So the management team at Ferrari have done a top job so far. You couldn't have timed that any better. So this is Spuds in for 2.7 seconds stop. Not too bad at all. And he comes out in clean air. So that's his one and only stop this afternoon. Hulkenberg did come in just behind as well, so there's a bit of a double stack pit stop going on there. So on board with Raikkonen now. Looks like he's going to make a move on Vettel. Hamilton's still behind there. Bottas as well, I think that's in the background. And Raikkonen is going to go for the outside. Vettel covers the inside. But Raikkonen overcooks that, goes wide, under pressure from Hamilton now. He's on the outside of turn 2. He's going to get the inside on turn 3. Can Hamilton hold on? No, he cannot. Just squeezed a bit too much by Raikkonen there. Cannot quite make the move stick. So Raikkonen holds on to second, and a lap down the line, here we are. Reminiscent of Bahrain, but in the wet. Two Ferraris, two Mercedes, both in with a shout of claiming that top step this afternoon. Let's just have a look. Where does Raikkonen go? He's going to go for the inside line here. Going to the inside line. Let's just see what happens. Raikkonen outbreaks Vettel. Moves in on Vettel. That might be a bit controversial. Vettel has gone wide and has lost place to Hamilton. Has he lost place to Bottas? Yes, he has. So in a blink of an eye, Vettel drops from the lead down into 4th. Let's just have a look at that again. On board Vettel. Did Raikkonen force him wide? It did look a little bit like that, but Vettel did lock up. And it looks like it's partly Vettel's doing there, as he drops down to 4th place, loses to not only his teammate, but the Mercedes as well. Now, a few laps down the line, he is under pressure from both Red Bulls. Has Vettel got a problem? Or has he just thrown his toys out the pram this afternoon? Let's just have a look-see. So, Ricciardo, he's going to make a move on Vettel now. So Vettel's having, after a perfect start, and a perfect mid-race, he is now dropping everything. It's all gone a bit Pete Tong for him. Ricciardo has got past, but he has locked up considerably and has gone wide. That gives Vettel a bit of a reprieve. Puts him back up into 4th position there. Ricciardo messes that up and he loses to Vettel and his teammate. Let's just have a look on board at that manoeuvre again. Let's just have a look what went wrong here. So he executed the move perfectly. He had the overspeed, a good run down into turn 1, but then braked way too late. Double lock up, and he lost all steering. Went completely wide on the first turn there. Now it's Verstappen's turn to have a go at Vettel. Here he comes. A little bit of late movement from Vettel there, but Verstappen dealt with it perfectly. Does make a lock up on the front right there, but manages to get the car turned into the first bend without doing a Ricciardo on the last lap. So Vettel from first has dropped down to 5th. Can you believe it? But here we are on the last lap. Spuds has had a very quiet race today. He has been in no man's land pretty much all day, ever since he got past Kvyat. He has certainly done quite well this afternoon. He has, let's just say, had, as I say, it's a quiet race, but a consistent one nonetheless. He has consistently put in the laps. He has consistently maintained the gap from Kvyat, and is looking to be the top of the midfield teams today. So you got the 2 Ferraris, the 2 Mercedes, the 2 Red Bulls up in the top 6 there. But Raikkonen is the man of the day. Still under pressure from Hamilton there. But Raikkonen comes round the final bend. Raikkonen wins the Spanish Grand Prix. Raikkonen reigns in Spain, followed by Hamilton and Bottas. The Ferrari management will not be completely happy with that move he put in to take the lead there, but who cares? It's Raikkonen's day today, and are going back on board with Spuds for the final few corners of the last sector of the last lap of this year's Grand Prix. Come round to the final section now. 14 and 15 takes the chicane gingerly. Has a little bit of a moment coming out, but that's just the slippery conditions we're in, and brings the car home in 7th position. Another solid result there for the Renaults, considering they don't have that many upgrades. They're just literally durability upgrades at the moment, even if Spuds did have to take a 5-place grip penalty there, so he pretty much finished where he qualified. So again, a very, very good job for Ferrari. They're back on the top step, making it 4 races out of 5 so far this season, but Mercedes are keeping them honest. Let's just have a look at the standings in just a moment there. Oh, we'll just see Hulkenberg first. There you go, he's finished a very good 9th position, so both Renaults in the top 10. So, race classification there. Kimi Raikkonen finishes first with the fastest lap, then Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, Vettel, Ricciardo, Spuds, Kvyat, Hulkenberg and Alonso in the top 10 as well. Good job from him. Then you got Perez, Sainz, Ocon, Massa, Grosjean, Van Dorn, Magnussen, Verline, Stroll and Ericsson. Only 4 cars lapped. Everyone finished today, which makes a change. Vettel still holds the top spot with 100 points. Lewis Hamilton is less than a win away from taking that top spot in 2nd place there. Spuds being caught by Bottas down in 4th there. Alonso moves up. Hulkenberg moves up into the top 10. Alonso scores the first points of the season. The first points from McLaren Honda as well, as you can see. They cement that 9th spot for now. So Red Bull move up to 4th. Toro Rosso move up to 7th. And that's the only movers and shakers. But anyway, there's the podium for you guys. Thank you for joining me. And I'll see you next time for my favourite track, Monaco. I'll see you then.